Like, what mistakes did you make?
Yeah, well, the biggest is that I wanted to have a really professional back office team at the new Stock Legal, right? So that when clients worked with us, it would feel like they were working for a big firm, right? So,
And when you mean back office,
like invoicing, accounts receivable follow up, client intake, having a true office manager who could, keep everyone online, start to move everything forward from a back office perspective, right? I wanted a bookkeeper that could put financials together for me so that I could pay more attention at that time to my profit and loss and balance statement, right? Your P&L and your balance sheet are critical to a functioning business. But at the time I was like, maybe I should just see one once a month. And right. So I hired all of these people to do all of these things. And the next thing you know, I had over 6 figures of expenses. And I figured it out by looking at my financial statements and also my bank account because I was trying to figure out where the money was. I mean, we were killing it, right? We were hitting it out of the ballpark, but we weren't making money. And in that moment, I realized I'd hired on more expense than a firm my size could really handle. And while we were doing what I had hoped, I just knew there was a better, different way to do it. And I also thought, if I'm struggling with this problem, there are literally thousands of other lawyers throughout the United States who are struggling with this same problem. And if I can figure out how to fix it for me, I would love to share that with everybody else. So again,
there's a problem and I can solve it.
Right? Problem, I can solve it. I just need the people. And that's where, from the legal back office perspective, meeting Jamie Hall was like the stars aligned, literally. She had just left Cordell and Cordell's back office company literally the day before. And I'd said to her, like, hey, do you have a non-compete? And she was like, well, yes, but, here's what it says. And I was like, ooh, okay, I think we can work around that. Do you want to start a company? And we had just met, right? So I'm sure she was like, you crazy lady, what are you talking about? I'm like, wait, just hear me out, right? And so I described the problem that I was having and my intuition that thousands of other lawyers were having the same problem. And Jamie took 6 months to think about it. And then we launched Legal Back Office.
In that, because you said you started Stock Legal
in 17, LBO in 18.
Wow. So right after.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it had been going on.
Yes.
That long. So you're like, you know what? These mistakes are fresh in my mind.
Right.
Let's figure out how to fix them for others now.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So, legal back office is a really phenomenal concept for small to mid-sized firms who don't have the time, energy, or the desire to seek out that talent, right? We do strategic planning, marketing, bookkeeping, invoicing, AR, AP. We do managed IT services. We do HR and benefits counseling. We do consulting. I mean, it's been a wonderful platform to build out, to be able to wrap these lawyers in services that can help them be successful. The concept's really simple. You're a numbers person, right? So, if you're a managing partner at a law firm and you're spending 10 hours a week doing these back office services, right? And your billable rate is $300 an hour. Your opportunity cost is $3,000 a week or $12,000 a month, right? And if we can come in and for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 solve a lot of these problems, you're netting $8,000, $9,000, $10,000.
And we've had attorneys on here before. The other thing is you don't have to do the things that you probably don't want to do.
Right.
You went to law school to be a lawyer.
Yes.
They taught you a lot of law. Mm-hmm. They didn't teach you accounting.
Right.
IT stuff, HR stuff.
Right.
They thought, so I would imagine, just the thought of they can not sweat in their palms and their feet, worrying about the thought of doing those
sweat through their socks,
right? Because you could come in and do that for them.
That's exactly it. I just talked to last week a really lovely potential solo client. She was on her own, then she was at a firm. Now she's thinking about striking back out on her own again. And as I was walking through for those solos, like we set up their QuickBooks Online, we build out their chart of accounts, we build their website, we build out their practice management software, and we set them up so that everything talks to the other in a way that makes it really seamless. So it's a great way to get your firm off the ground that doesn't require 6 to 8 weeks of your full time and attention while you're still trying to practice law. I mean, the feeling of relief that I hear from these people makes it all worth it for me, because I've been there, I've been in that complete overwhelm state. And I'm so grateful to be able to help them through that. I really am.